Today, I really want to talk about something close to my heart, and that thing close to my heart is something that's bigger than my heart, and that thing is the Leica SL2. Before we get started, I just want to give you a word from our sponsors, and that is Photography Lounge Merch Shop. If you're looking for a one-of-a-kind, never-before-seen, unique, genuine, authentic, no one else on the planet has it, just hit me up about a Photography Lounge green or pink hat. It was announced yesterday. Of course, there were some leaks before that. We knew it was coming out. But there's been some changes, some good, like the bottom corners are rounded, which is cool. So when it bangs against your hip, as says Jono Slack, it doesn't hurt as much. The lugs have been shifted out of the body rather than up. They put the fulcrum of weight in possibly a stronger place, somewhere that we know through hundreds of camera models works really well, then integrated within the body. Now, I don't have the camera in my hand, so I can't say what's good and what's bad in use. So this is not scientific. However, I can say this. One thing that the SL got handed down from the S, which was really great, were the four-way buttons on the back. Unlabeled, yes, but long press and short press delineated between utility. Because the camera bifurcated functionality between long press and short press of the same buttons, they became 8 functions on the back of the camera, always at your fingertips. And because they were massive, about that long a piece, like the size of a top of a thumb, or almost, they worked really well for both bare hands and when you're in the cold with gloves. That camera was perfect. Now, they've added 3 buttons along one side and removed all the buttons on the other side. Apparently, you can still do long press, but it's not the same large buttons in the same beautiful array. Even if, like, YouTube algorithms don't affect this channel, which no one's come to see this channel, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that. It's what everyone says, so we'll do it. Jono Slack mentioned that, maybe it's good because they've sort of standardized around an interface that we got in, I guess, the CL or TLs, as well as the M. But the problem is the M and SL are 2 different cameras for 2 different purposes. Fujifilm have this same problem. They've got the XH1, which has the same basic interface as the XT, as the X Pro. And it's a camera for a different purpose. You hold it different and you want to use it in a different way. It's not going to be used for action the same way an A9 or an A7 or even an XT3 is. Its autofocus isn't PDAF, it's CDAF DFD. Actually, that's a question, isn't it? Is it DFD? On DPReview, there's been a whole forum thread about whether the Leica SL is actually CDAF DFD or if it's just straight CDAF. In their old literature, it said DFD and depth from defocus within brackets. In fact, even their Leica Store San Francisco still has that, and some websites still do. But the original SL material has basically been scrubbed from the internet. The Japanese are always being lame-basted by everyone for still using fax machines. You know what? It's better than an email. You print it out, you've got some sort of record there. If, for instance, an email gets erased or a web page information gets updated, that information is gone from everyone's collective memory because no one uses their brains anymore. We just use Google, right? Well, I got the same feeling about the SL and SL2. I think that our memories have been erased. So that DFD stuff, it's there. I'm pretty sure it's there inside the camera. It used to say it on the website. Doesn't say it anymore because Leica aren't advertising the SL anymore, really. It's just all SL2, and they don't have any information at the moment, as far as I can tell, about DFD and the SL2. But why would they, if they had DFD, as they mentioned they did in their literature, if they had it in the original, why would they remove it in the sequel? And if they did, here's a conspiracy. Maybe that's why they got rid of the 4 buttons. Maybe the 4 buttons don't necessarily delineate the fact that there is DFD inside, but they're more like an action-oriented control interface. And the 4 buttons with the long presses, if they're gone, and the ease of use with gloves and everything for wildlife and all that, if that's gone, maybe under the hood the DFD is gone as well. In 5 years from now or 4 years from now, when Leica release the SL3, maybe that same information will be scrubbed and we'll be like, did the Leica S2 actually have DFD focus? Because I don't see it on the internet. Whilst it was there 2 months ago, we don't remember what the early Panasonic S1 and S1R video focus was like, which was stuttery like this. And currently DPReview talk about that. And that is how in general the Leica SL has performed in video. I guess we'll find out. Maybe we won't find out. I don't have a lot of faith in reviewers. I mean, Jono Slack has got some really good photographs, but even he admits that he's not using his continuous autofocus, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine, but there's not a lot of reviewers who are doing the SL, and the people that are generally aren't Leica users, and a lot of them don't really put a lot of time in, and you can't. If you're doing reviewing for a living, you can't really learn a camera from A to Z, you know? It's gonna have to come through the word work of the people actually own this camera, and it's what, $6,000, so it's not gonna be a lot of people that pick it up. It'll probably be fewer number than pick up like D5s and 1D X Mark IIIs and all that. It's coming out, by the way. Pretty excited about that. The batteries are saying that's cool. Looks like battery life is worse. Sensor shakes, woo, just hit my umbrella. By the way, they changed also something else, which is the shutter release. It's now a 3.5 or 2.5 millimeter that you would get in like a Canon or a Fujifilm like that. And it used to be some sort of USB thing that the companies that do like those autofocus stacker things couldn't even reverse engineer. So that's great. But again, it's the thing they changed. So if you got the old remote control, it's not gonna work on the new Leica. You might, maybe a Pentax one with an adapter might work, something like that. But I bet you that Leica things can cost, like mine costs like $149. It's a lot of money. Maybe it's more than that, you know, for a remote control. So hopefully the new one's a little bit cheaper. At least it's more accessible. Why they change it, I don't know. I mean, I think it's better they changed it, but why they changing so many things on this thing? You know, Leica, I hope you do awesome with this camera. I hope you sell more than you did the Leica SL. But I also hope that you're thinking about basically unifying that camera around an interface that makes the most sense for the Leica SL. Of course, at this point, if you go back to the SL interface from the SL2, people are gonna be like, why are you changing it again? Anyway, hey guys, see you a bit later. If you're interested in a hat, one of a kind, come straight from me to you. Hit me in the DMs. Remember, hit the thumbs up once if you like it. Hit the thumbs down twice if you don't like it. Undone, TM, R, registered, all that. And hit the bell. Buy a hat.